Welcome aboard Blue Moon. I'm Jillian, and this is Jonas. We live aboard our 1978 Catalina 30 sailboat. Join us while we explore the West Coast by land and sea, while living in our tiny floating home. If you enjoy these videos, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more content. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, welcome back. I just spent the morning doing some work. I've spent the last few days just catching up on all sorts of things, and I've decided I'm gonna buy a tomato plant. So that's gonna happen. We've had tons of sun here lately, and it has inspired me to grow something, whatever that may be. I saw a tomato plant yesterday when I was grocery shopping, and I decided that I probably need a tomato plant. I tried growing food on the boat last year, and it was honestly going pretty well, but I then proceeded to leave the boat for a month, and the poor little plants did not make it through. I kind of expected that to happen, but I couldn't take them with me, so this year I'm more committed. I'll go smaller. Maybe I'll insert a little clip of the plants from last year, but yeah, I'm excited for that. Usually when spring rolls around, I kind of get a craving to start growing different food plants. It's kind of fun experimenting with growing food on the boat as well, because the environment on the ocean is much different than the environment on land, generally much harsher. So yeah, I'm really curious if anyone's tried growing food on a boat. Let me know what plants you grow and how it works, because attempt 1 last year did not go so well, but attempt 2 it's gonna be better, I think. So, but yeah, let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna try and get some projects done that I've also been putting off today, I think. Hopefully. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so today's kind of my day, I think. But we will see how it goes. Alrighty. Okay, so I just picked this up from the store. Very excited. It's called Baby Boomer. I don't really know what that means, but it's a tomato plant, and I went with tomato because they're full sun plants and the cockpit gets insane amounts of sun. So I'm hoping this will survive a little better than previous plant attempts. I'm very, very excited. I might have to repot it. I don't know. It's always nice to have a plant on board. Thank you for all of your advice with the aloe as well. Turns out I was overwatering it, so I appreciate those comments. I'm trying to dry it out now, and yeah, it seems to be doing better actually. As for the tomato, I'm gonna water it, stick her outside, let it do its thing. Okay, next item on the list is finding some spray for the dinghy, and I'll explain once I find it. I just can't remember where I put it. Oh. That wasn't that bad. Okay. Alright. Let's talk about this spray. This is another thing that I've been meaning to do. I got this from my dad for Christmas, and I'm very excited about it. It is UV protectant for the dinghy, basically. Our dinghy sits out in the sun all the time. Over the winter, we did have it on the bow of the boat and we covered it, and that was great. Now that we have it in the water, it's a lot more exposed to UV, especially with summer coming up. We use it so much that we just keep it in the water. It's just that time of year. And this is going to help prolong the life of the dinghy. So how do we do this? I'm just gonna do the top side for now, aka the part that's out of the water, because the bottom is in the water and it's not being exposed to UV, and then I don't have to take the engine off, drag it up onto the dock, yada yada yada. So we're just gonna do the top, that's all that matters right now, and it says to do it out of direct sunlight, so it's probably good that it's cloudy today. I think this is gonna be great. I'll probably have to give the dinghy a scrub too. yeah, clean it, spray it, good to go. I just finished cleaning up the dinghy and spraying it with that UV protectant, and it worked super well. I mean, I was expecting it to work really well, but yeah, so that felt good to get done. I ended up just wiping the dinghy down with water and like a little bit of soap before using the spray. I was reading online and some people say you can use magic erasers to kind of get off the marks, but I had a very sad excuse for a magic eraser, so I did not do that. Also, if you do use magic erasers, then you kind of have to be careful because it can degrade the material. So I just decided to leave it au naturel. The dinghy, I think it's a fairly old dinghy, or at least it's seen a lot in its life, so it is pretty stained up, but I don't really mind. I mean, it is a dinghy after all. It'll definitely help protect it from the sun, and that's something I think about a lot because I really do want to take care of the dinghy and the boat and sort of prolong their life the best I can, and things like the spray allows me to do that. It also looks nice and shiny. I think it looks really good. I did do the floor as well. This dinghy does not have a keel, so it's very, I don't know, like you're walking on vinyl on top of water. So I did my best to dry it off and clean it off. It has a lot of stains which have been there. I gave it a really good clean when I first got it, and some of that stuff just can't come off. So I got it as dry as I could. I kind of got all the dirt out, and I think it's definitely going to make a big difference. So we're good on that front. Also, if you're wondering why I was wearing a glove, it doesn't say you need to wear a glove, but the reason I did is because I just try to minimize my exposure to products with chemicals in it, I guess. I don't fully know what's in this, and since I was using a cloth that was really saturated in the product, it's just better for me if I wear a glove, and then I know that I'm minimizing my exposure to it, which is how I like to do things. It says to use a microfiber towel. I just use an old cut up bed sheet. This is the bed sheet. I cut little pieces and then I just toss them in the garbage afterwards. And then I didn't have to worry about like washing towels. That's my cue. It's 4 o'clock. Oh no, it's 2 o'clock. Who am I kidding? Okay, next item on the list is this guy. This is here because this decided to start leaking a few weeks ago, and we are going to fix it. Don't know why it started leaking, but it's gonna stop leaking as of today. Take that out. I am going to use silicone. I got some advice that Sikaflex is better, and although I would love to use Sikaflex, I think that's what it's called, I don't have it at the moment. This is a very tiny thing and it already has silicone on it, so I figured I can't really make it any worse. And that is why I'm gonna use silicone. So yeah, let's get at her. Here we go. you say so myself. There we go. Well, we'll see how that does. It looks like they're actually kind of loose, so that may have been why water was coming in. But should be nice and sealed up now. A lot of you have commented on these lovely bolts. I agree. We need to do something about them, and we will. I might just get like bolt ends for them, like these things. Like something like this, because that wouldn't be too bad hitting your head on. I also need to get one for here, so. Surprisingly hard to do that with one person. Yeah, I definitely needed an extra hand. Yeah, all I did really was I unscrewed the bolts, removed the hatch adjuster, and I made sure to clean the area underneath those bolts. I just used alcohol because that's what I had on hand. I wiped it down really well to remove any dirts and oils, and then made sure it was nice and dry. And I did put dabs of silicone on both the top and the bottom. I'm probably gonna get criticized for that in the comments, but I figured why not? Why not put it on both sides? So I did. And yeah, it probably only needs it on the outside because that's where the water would come in from. But hey, why not do a double layer of protection, right? So I did that. That's what I did. And I think it's gonna work well. I'll let you guys know if it doesn't, but very simple, quick little fix that needed to be done, and today is the day where I got it done. And now I'm gonna look at my project list because I'm kind of geared up to go, ready to do more. My brand new tomato plant is out bathing in the sun, making little tomatoes as we speak. Very exciting. And now I just want more. This is what happens. I get one, and then I just want them all. So who knows, maybe herb garden will be next. Stay tuned for more. I'm very excited about this. I think this is the year where my plants survive. First, a banana break. Avec peanut butter. Because you don't have peanut butter on your bananas. I just think it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay. So I'm looking around, and I think I'm gonna take out those speakers. I don't know if you can see them. These ones here. I've kind of gone back and forth on this over the past year. So basically, right now we have not used them. I think maybe one of them works. They're rusty, they're kind of gross looking, and I would just love to get them out of there, basically. I'll test them out really quickly, actually, see which ones work, but I'm just gonna remove the speakers themselves. They're old, they're rusty, they don't work, they don't need to be here. That's how I'm looking at it. So that will be project numero 3. So here is the stereo head. I had it out to look at it. So it doesn't really work. Oh, wow, it's on. So this is being really intermittent. So like I can turn it on, oops. But, oh, naturally it works now, but anyway, it was being really intermittent and there's no way that my phone can connect to it. It doesn't even have a CD player. Yeah, all it has is a, why can't I remember the name of it? Cassette. All it has is a spot for cassettes. And yeah, so that's one piece of the puzzle. Next piece of the puzzle is that these speakers have one here, one over there, way back there, and then we got two, one there, one there. So I've tested the speakers. First of all, they're all rusty. I don't think those ones in the cockpit are meant to go outside. If they are, they're just probably bad speakers because they're super rusted. They don't work. The one over here doesn't work, and this one behind me is the only one that does work. I've tried messing around with it a little bit, wiggling wires, that kind of thing. And I have decided that it is time for a new sound system on this boat. So we're going all in. We're gonna remove the old, Out with the old and in with the new. Kind of a last minute decision. I don't actually have new speakers yet, but now since I'm here and ready to do something, I'm gonna remove the speakers. I don't know, I just want them out of here. How to remove a speaker 101. So the wires on the speakers are still live, so I'm going to tape them with our favorite tape, electrical tape. So that way they don't touch anything and spark or anything like that. Before I do this, I'm gonna shut off the power, because that's probably a good idea, I'm guessing. There we go. This is no longer live, so I should be able to just pull these off. Actually, should I take the speaker out first? That'd probably be easier, hey? There are very long screws in this. Probably much longer than required. Okay, pop this out. And then, now this should be easier to pull out, right? I'm just worried that I'm gonna... Oh! Got her off. Where did I put my tape? Okay, now I'm gonna tape the ends because they should be taped. Okay, one down. Tape the second wire. I'm gonna leave the wires in because I'm probably gonna install more speakers. So I'm just gonna leave them for now. Here's the lovely hole in the wall, and here is the old speaker. And we're free. Kind of dirty, but I'm not gonna complain about that. Oh wow, this is magnetic. Who would have thought? Holding the whole team together. And there is the second hole. I was gonna do the ones in the cockpit. Do I still want to do the ones in the cockpit? Probably. I'll go look at them. I'll go take a look. So I tried to do the outside speakers and I can't get the cover off, which means I can't get to the screws, which means I can't get the speakers out. I don't really know why. I did try and pry at it a little bit with a screwdriver, and then I put electrical tape on it so it wouldn't scratch the gel coat, but that wasn't working super well, and I really didn't want to. I'm okay with sacrificing the speaker, but not the gel coat. I'll probably try again at a later time. I don't know how to get them off. At this point, I'm just gonna take a break. So, I mean, I need to fill the holes anyway, like it's either that or plastic wrap, so I'm choosing the speakers right now. But I got a lot done today and feeling pretty good about that. I think it's dinner time. I've been eating a lot of rice paper like wraps recently, and I love them with peanut sauce. Oh, there's 2 cloves of garlic here. Normally I'd grate the ginger and garlic, but that involves another dish, and honestly, graters are hard to clean. I feel like rice paper wraps are always like really remind me of spring and summer, and they're just really fresh and delicious. We always save, anytime we get like sushi or takeout that comes with soy sauce, we save them. Because first of all, if you don't use them all, there's no point in throwing them in the garbage, because it's just, you might as well use the contents if you're gonna have that, if you're gonna create that garbage anyway. And it's super easy to store, they don't leak. And yeah, that's why we do that. I mean, I would never buy these packages. Anyway, That's my story. What's yours? I always feel really good when I get projects done. I don't know. It's just a good feeling. Plus you're running around outside and running all over the boat and stuff, and yeah, it's just really nice. Anyway, that's that. I'm gonna roll some of these wraps. Okay, spring rolls, or rice paper wraps, peanut sauce, a little Netflix, we're good to go. I think I'm done for the night. Yeah, I feel like I had a productive day. Just sort of still working away at projects, trying to get this boat ready for summer and ready for us to get out on the water. Welcome to day 2, round 2 of removing the cockpit speakers. I was kind of not doing it super correctly yesterday, but I got some advice and now I have a game plan. It's gonna be demolished speaker time. So they're really old speakers. I don't care how many pieces they come out in. I just want them out. That actually went pretty well. They were much tougher to get off than I expected. Yesterday I thought I'd be able to just pop off the black part around it. I'm glad I didn't do that because that would not have worked. So yeah, the best way I found was pry the mesh out. It was super easy to get out. And then I took off that gray ring. I just sort of worked away at it until I could get access to the screws that were actually holding the speaker on. Unfortunately, 3 of the 8 screws I was able to unscrew and the rest were just completely rusted out. So I ended up taking pliers and just, I don't know, screwing them out like that. Maybe not the most efficient method, but it worked. On the starboard side of the cockpit, I had a tough time getting at the screws, so I actually ended up clipping off the speaker so I could get the speaker out, and then I had better access to the screws so I could actually get them out with my pliers. Same thing with the interior speakers. I taped up the wires and I just taped them to the inside of the hull, so hopefully they stay. If not, they won't be hard to find. They just go into the little cubbies. Now I'm going to just tape some plastic over them to seal them up as a temporary measure. So I have this nice thick plastic that I saved from something else. I like to save stuff like this because it comes in handy whether you're painting or covering holes up or yeah, so many things. So I'm going to cut some squares out of this to fill over the holes where the speakers used to be, and then I'm actually going to tape it on with just painter's tape. I use this for covering the hole where the old compass used to be in the cockpit. That's a long story and another project, but it held all winter and there was no leaks. It sealed really well, so I'm gonna use this again. As I said before, it's just a temporary measure. I am either gonna fill them with inspection ports or hopefully get some nice speakers in there that won't rust like these ones did. The nice part about this stuff too that I found is that you can get it off. If you use something like duct tape, it can kind of melt on, especially in the sun, and in the past I've just found it hard to get off, or it leaves residue. So this works really well. This is like a one step up from the really cheap stuff, so I don't know if that makes a difference, but it's been working really well for me so far, so I'm gonna continue with that. Okay, here are my 2 squares. I'm gonna go tape them on and I will show you what it looks like. Here's number 1, here's number 2. So the speakers are demolished. They are no good anyway. They're so rusted and they needed to be out of there a long time ago, if put in there at all. And hopefully I can get some new speakers and maybe even new radio head and get the sound system going in this boat, because I think that'd be really fun. But that is all. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.